Hello, I'm Plumpy from WhatCulture.com, and what just happened? First of all, we're getting f***ing Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. F***ing A-right at Great Balls of Fire. That logo looks like a flaming dick, but Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar, that is a legit dream match. It's sold. There, Great Balls of Fire is sold like that, and the perfect example of a welcome surprise. You didn't think they were going to do it. Like, I thought they were both too heel, but no, it's just an exhibition match. Two legends who are known for hitting you and throwing you, and it's just going to be a drag-out brawl. Now, there's a little tiny dark part of me that worries that, look, you've got Joe's NXT cred, like that's great, and you know the hardcore fans definitely know about that, and also the fans about TNA know about that, but obviously, you know, WWE don't like to publicize TNA, and WWE have shown recently that they don't always value how over a superstar was in NXT when it comes to the casuals. So in WWE's mind, I'm slightly worried, maybe this is not the case, I hope it's not, it probably isn't, but in a slight horrible part of me thinks, well, they're going to think that Samoa Joe's only been on the main roster for, what, 4 months? If that? Yeah, 4 months. So Brock's kind of going to one-sided crush him? I don't think they're going to do that because obviously the internet's going to get blowing up about what a dream match this is, so they're going to probably treat it as such, but I am a bit worried that it's just going to be an easy win for Brock. But probably not. Anyway, Extreme Rules has happened. Dodgy Rules, it should be called. They shouldn't be called that. Hello, I'm WWE, and this is Dodgy Rules. Better than Great Balls of Fire. There was some weird officiating tonight. Like, it happened like 3 times. There were moments where we were just like, what? Stop. What? Ref. In the opening match, which I thought was great, by the way, Miz and Ambrose worked really well together. They got fantastic chemistry, but the ref was getting really hands-on, really kind of putting himself in the match. Like, I get it, like, it's a bad thing if Ambrose gets DQ, but it's not up to the ref to stop DQ things. Like he was like pulling people apart. Like, Ambrose was battering Miz in the corner. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he was trying to pull Ambrose off. Like, that's not your job. Your job is to, like, if a DQ thing happens, you call it. You don't, it's not your job to be the gatekeeper, savior of rules. I'll stop you. Then there was the cage match, which we'll get into, and then there was the submission match, which we'll get into. But let's go through the pay-per-view chronologically. Spoilers, I thought it was good. I thought there was more than enough excellent wrestling for people to say, yes, I had a good time. This felt like a pay-per-view. There were some really dodgy moments. There were 1 or 2 outright bad matches, but overall, thumbs up. Can't really complain. So yes, the IC title, Ambrose and Miz, again, great chemistry. Gave this match plenty of time. Going for the slap early on, I think that's really good. Like, they structured the match really well with DQ things happening all the way through. Miz completely slimy throughout. The Miz getting Maurice to slap him, brilliant idea. Really, really clever idea, but the ref seeing through it and being like, not on my watch. Defender! And then the end with Miz pushing Dean into the ref, and then him sort of like, I don't know why he had to walk to the timekeeper's area, just like having a little think as he walked about whether or not he should disqualify Ambrose. But that distraction into the skull-crushing finale, that really, really worked. New IC champion, 7-time IC champion, The Miz. Brilliant. Yeah, really, really strong opening match, I thought. Then you had a nothing tag featuring the 2 floppiest people on the roster. Like, I thought Swan and Noam worked pretty crisp. It's really hard to tell, actually, whether Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox are really kind of good workers because they're properly throwing each other around and like contorting themselves and it looks like they're really hurting each other, or if they're really clumsy, bad, sloppy wrestlers, because they both do the whole really bendy spine thing when they bump, and it just looked like a tangle of spaghetti rolling down a hill. It was really weird. Sasha Banks did her thing where she jumps onto her knees on the outside, which me looks like it kills every time. And then Richard Swan got the Phoenix Splash and did his really creepy. Fine. It was a fine match. It happened. It was fine. Then you had the Elias Sampson rock concert. Yeah, it's fine. It's a bit Monday Night Raw, but it's a good heat magnet. Kind of reminded me of kind of mid-90s pay-per-views where they'd have Dean Douglas appear and, you know, nails on the chalkboard and rape people. Like, it's a bit throwaway, but it generates a little bit of heat, a little bit of personality. Weird thing, never noticed until now how much Elias Sampson has a little bit of a speech impediment. He's got a lisp. Unless like the mic that was on him was really bad. But yeah, he kind of, his sibilant sounds are a little bit kind of, and also, if they noticed he had a speech impediment, I just realized how cruel it is that they made him be called Elias Sampson. That's really mean. Also, there was lots of S's in the script they gave him to sing. Maybe they're just trolling him. I don't know. Anyway, lots of people booing him. It's fine. It was fine. Then you had Bayley versus Bliss. I really don't know about this match. Like, I mean, me, Bayley looks shit. She looks so bad at the end of this match. She looks so dumb. Like, it doesn't surprise me at all that Baltimore would boo her. It doesn't surprise me anyone would boo her after this. Like, properly made her look thick. And weirdly cowardly, like this whole, like, she's afraid to get extreme thing. Like, she's spearing people into metal posts and she's throwing people into barricades, but the stick, that's the thing that's giving her, oh, nah. Like, I mean, she got mugged by Alexa Bliss. And that is interesting. Like, the fact it was a squash. Like, once the kendo stick came into it, it was a one-sided squash. There was nothing from Bayley. Like, that is interesting. Like, you don't really see that often. You know, 5 feet of fury leathering the crap out of her. And then finishing off with a DDT, like, really shocking. It makes Bayley look terrible because she, as Pacitti said, it serves Bayley right for being afraid of a stick. It's really dumb. She's already been Raw Women's Champion. Why would you be? Oh, never mind. It's just interesting. I really want to see it go somewhere where Bayley snaps. But like, shreds her credibility. Absolutely shreds it. Then you're onto the cage match and weird refereeing 2 of the night. So, first of all, I thought this match was good. I thought they gave Matt Hardy like proper time to shine in the middle when he was being double teamed by Sheamus and Cesaro. Yeah, like, he kicked their asses. You know, they double teamed him, but like, there was a strong period where Matt was like taking them to school, which is, you know, what you need. Like, broken Matt will never work if he doesn't become a proper, credible kind of, he can hold his own fighter. I thought the double team kind of psychology was good right up until the end, which made 0 sense. Jeff already escaped from the cage. Then he climbed back in, because he's Jeff and he likes to jump off the tall thing. He jumped back in with Whisper in the Wind, which looked great. And then Matt escaped before Sheamus and Cesaro did, but because Jeff hadn't been pulled out of the ring, Hardy's lost. What? What? Is that a thing? Because Jeff was out. Like, do they both have to be out of the cage at the same time? But it's just like, both people must escape the cage. Jeff escaped. I know he came back in, but he escaped. Like, at what point is he officially like in the cage match and he has to do it all over again? It doesn't make sense. Also, why did he climb up the cage walls rather than just open the door and just go? It doesn't matter. But anyway, it was really, really weird rules. Dodgy rules. At the farm centre. The Royal Farms. Dodgy rules. I think, yeah, it just screamed a bit like bollocks. But, you know, it does provide Matt with like something to, maybe there's tensions between him and his brother, whose middle name is Nero. So there's something to that. I think Sheamus and Cesaro were completely correct to go over. Like, they've just turned heel and otherwise they would look stupid. But yeah, just a really weird thing. Good match though. Fun stuff. Hardy's is still fun to watch. Then you had the submission match and weird rules number 3. Why the living was the ref counting out the wrestlers in a submission match? Why? Why was that a thing? That's just dumb, that. That doesn't make any sense. I really, really like this match. Like, it wasn't like as kind of flippy and show-offy as their previous ones, which you expect for the cruiserweight division. But actually, I really like the fact it grounded the guys. They worked methodically and mostly logically. It was slow, and like they were stretching each other. There was some, suicide dives and the red hour and some flips in there. But I like the fact that cruiserweights aren't defined by flippiness. They're simply defined as these are the best wrestlers who are under a certain weight class, and they can wrestle any type of match. I really dug it. I thought it was really compelling. Like the submissions of the Rings of Saturn and Austin Aries really slowly crawling to the ropes, and then the suicide dive where he landed straight on his goddamn face. So much so that I'm slightly worried he was actually concussed. Then the red hour onto his back, into the Rings of Saturn. I thought it was really, really, really smart match. Fundamentals really solid and exciting, compelling stuff, because they really make the submissions feel like they meant stuff. A big fan. It was going to be match of the night until the main event, which I thought was really, really excellent. First of all, let's cover the fact that Swerve, Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. There's my money. Take my house keys. I don't need them. Really, really excited for Great Balls of Fire now. The fact that we've got a dream match. Honestly, like, I'm going to get hate for this. I like the fact that the belt's not seen on Raw. Barely at all. I like the fact that a number one contenders match is the main event. That these guys were legit killing themselves for an opportunity to face the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Everyone talking about the Beast kind of in coded terms, that he's not in the building. Makes the belt, makes Brock Lesnar, makes all the matches feel big, feel huge. And the fact that we were able to have such a really solid headliner without the belt on the line, for me, it just cements the fact that I honestly think that Brock can hold that belt till Mania and for it to work. For this experiment to work. I really do. So the match itself, it started slower than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be much kind of more fast paced. Just like the fact that there's 5 dudes, it means there's something all the time. First of all, trollolololol, WWE having everyone go up against Roman and him to slap them down. I mean, I don't know at what point they mean to do this. I don't know at what point he's just like, oh, this will get him cheered or this will really piss him off. But that made me laugh. That made me fucking scream. It was great. Then you teased Seth and Roman, which would come back later, which is good match structuring. Then you had Bray versus Joe, which slowed the match down, which I know wouldn't be to everybody's taste. But I actually really dug the team. It doesn't really make sense for them to team up because they'd hit each other in the past, but I thought it was fun, methodically tearing people apart. They could have had a slightly more extreme spot in the middle of all of that because it did feel slow. Them running around with the steel steps and bonking people with them isn't really extreme. They could have set up some chairs and do a double team move through them or something. That's really nitpicky though, because the final 10 minutes were incredible. Really, really good. When everyone just started getting their moment to shine. Also, Bray got loads to do in this match. Betraying Samoa Joe. He never really looked like he was going to win, but there were loads of moments where he was dominant and he looked, crucially, smart, which is something that Bray often does not look. Then you got, the double spear through the barricade, the frog splash through the announce table. Things of beauty, absolute things of beauty. Then you had Roman and Seth face off. It was wise to do a little repeat of that really, really good Monday Night Raw match. Then it really looked like Finn was going to win. And then massive swerve, it's Joe. Great, really, really edge of your seat. You never quite knew where it was going. Really, really solid stuff. I really hope people don't lay into this pay-per-view just because it had a nothing tag match and the women's match was a kind of interesting car crash. Because everything else on the show, some minor logic flubs, really, really worked for me. It's not the best, but for a B pay-per-view, really, really solid. Enjoyed it. But yeah, what did you think of Dodgy Rules? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Plumpy from WhatCulture.com, and that is what just happened.